Pakad pum pa pum pakad pum pa pum pakad pum pa pum pa lahari. Ooh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize that you guys are already here. Pretty weird intro, right? Anyways guys, welcome to the podcast जिसका नाम है छोटी छोटी बातें और आज हम लोग बात करने जा रहे हैं अघोरियों के बारे में. Ooh, spooky, right? Stick till the end and you'll get to know a lot about the occult world and aghoris. सो इन हिंदुइज्म वी बिलीव इन रीइनकारनेशन. बेसिकली जब एक बॉडी से सोल निकलती है तो वो दूसरी बॉडी में जाती है एंड जो दूसरी बॉडी का कास्ट होगा दैट विल बी डिसाइडेड बाय द कर्मा दैट यू हैव डन इन द पास्ट लाइफ. सो इफ यू हैव लिव्ड योर लाइफ प्योरली इन दिस लाइफ, दैट मीन्स you have done no sin, you donate, you help others, etc., etc., then your karma will be building up and the next life would be a better caste for you. That's how this whole thing works, and which is absurd as well, but then we cannot discuss about it because it would be another podcast, right? So let's just stick to that thing. And कास्ट सिस्टम के बारे में यही चीज़ समझ में आता है कि अगर तुम्हारा कर्मा अच्छा है तुम्हारा कास्ट बेटर होगा, अगर तुम्हारा कर्मा खराब है तो तुम्हारा कास्ट लोअर कास्ट में आएगा. दैट्स इट. सो लेट्स कम बैक टू अघोरी. ये अघोरी होते कौन है? सो अघोरीज आर प्रैक्टिशनर्स ऑफ स्पिरिचुअल डिसिप्लिन known as agora. The word agora can be interpreted as deeper than deep, or as gentle, or filled with light. So agora is the apotheosis of tantra. Now, what is tantra? The next question arises immediately. So tantra is the science of personality. So just as Ayurveda was promoted by the ancient sages of India as a truly holistic way to maintain the physical body, and just as Ashtanga yoga is meant to be optimizing your spiritual nature, तो वैसे ही tantra is a mental science. It's a meta psychology, a method of exploring the mind and developing the ranges of one's perception. So that is probably one of the reasons why people actually resist to go near tantrics, because they might hypnotize you, they might steal from you, etc., etc. So people are actually scared of tantrics. And tantric research has always been a method of prolonging a life. So basically जो success होता है उसमें वो वही होता है कि if you have given an additional year or probably 2 years or probably many years to someone's life, that is actually a successful or accomplished ritual. So basically an individual may fail to become eternal but may in course of tantric practice accumulate sufficient power, that is shakti, to obtain extraordinary powers, that is siddhi. So एक चीज़ तो समझ में आ गई है बॉस कि ये जो पूरा सीन है ये सिद्धि का है, ठीक है? क्योंकि if you get that siddhi, you might be able to fly, you might turn a rock into something precious like gold, right? So that is what siddhi is. That is the power that you get. Yeah, now when I say it sounds very intimidating, but then it's not that tempting when you actually start doing it, because this siddhi can be used in a really wise way or it can be used in a very unethical way, which people are actually very scared of. Now you guys will be like कि अनुराग अभी तो तू बात कर रहा था अघोरियों के बारे में, why did you turn to tantrics? So अघोरीज are tantrics who have already accomplished all the ritual limitations. तो कोई भी ये जो सिद्धि जो इन लोगों को चाहिए होती है उसके लिए there are 3 essential things, that is mantra, yantra and tantra. Now let me tell you this thing in a very simplified manner. Let's say you have a बिजनेस, ओके, और वो बिजनेस जो है वो एक सॉफ्टवेयर डेराइव्ड बिजनेस है. सो दैट सॉफ्टवेयर डेराइव्ड बिजनेस इज सिद्धि. ओके, द सॉफ्टवेयर, द कोड दैट यू विल राइट इज द मंत्र. यंत्र इज गोना बी द कंप्यूटर ऑन विच इट विल वर्क, एंड तंत्र इज द थिंग दैट विल बी प्रोड्यूस्ड आउट ऑफ इट. प्रिटी सिंपल, राइट? नाउ देयर आर 3 टाइप्स ऑफ तंत्रास. इट्स पशु, दिव्या and Veera. We'll just talk about Veera. So Veera or heroic type can perform both external and internal worship, that is Pushu and Divya. So for him, everyday life becomes a sacrificial rite. For a Veera, the entire world is his graveyard, filled with death. And especially for Aghoris, the entire world is his playground and temple. So when they find themselves near death, they deliberately leave their body and enter the bodies of corpses, taking them over and making them live for as long as they please until they decide to change their bodies. So कभी कभी देखा होगा when you go to the cremation grounds, those Aghoris will be sitting over there and they'll be observing. Now the family members are actually very scared, and that is why sometimes when they take the body, they wrap it around in a plastic bag so that the Aghoris cannot figure out the age of the person. Why? Because we believe in reincarnation and we want our loved one to go into a better life rather than being taken away by Aghoris. So, as I told you, the path of liberation has two paths, the left path and the right path. So, the rituals which make use of literal corpses and skulls are available for those who wish to get quick results. A person on the left hand path may be practicing rituals which may involve necromancy, intoxicants, sex, or other forbidden practices. An Aghori goes deeply into the darkness, into all the things undreamable to ordinary mortals, that he comes out into light. So, yeah, we have heard about many stories that Aghoris actually feed on corpses and they drink their own pee, and they also drink and eat from the skull, a real human skull. Uh, Very bizarre, and yeah, it actually gives me chills when I even talk about it. So, we have many sects in India, and often these sects are being distinguished by the color of turban or drape of robe. Probably Aghoris have been stereotyped as ash suede ascetics with long matted hair. Now, there's one more thing that Aghoris actually believe in, and that is there is no mukti without bhukti, which explains the consumption of alcohol and drugs. Again, it depends on the guru of the aspirant, right? But some sects of Aghori have squeezed out the real message of Aghori that teaches them that God doesn't care about pure or impure, clean or unclean, Brahmin or Dalit. And they have been working to change their image from scary to actually polite and humble. They have built ashrams, schools, health centers, etc. They have extended their hands to help the lower caste that society basically believes as untouchables, which is just so pure and beautiful. So it's true that there are certain school of Aghoris that are actually very scary, and there are these other Aghoris who are living the normal life. For them, the path to liberation is just be a right and a pure human being, and that's the only path of liberation. For them, there's no shortcut. But then they love the idea of Aghori, and probably I don't mind the idea of Aghori as well. So that is it for today, guys, and I hope you guys really enjoyed the podcast. If you really liked it, please share it with your friends, and I'll sign off. Stay tuned for other episodes as well. Bye bye for now.